Okay, so this is an example of using flash in daylight. And most people, the first time they ever use a flash with a camera is with the built-in flash. And they'll usually use it during the day. It pops up when there's not enough light, everything's in auto. But as you progress on, this is a sunrise with Nina, and she wanted to do some yoga. But I knew if I put the sun behind her, she would be underexposed. And there's not much you can do with that, even if you go into the settings here and bring down the highlights, open the shadows. You can kind of start to bring stuff back a little bit where you start to get muggy though on how it looks. And then you'll start to kind of lose different things in the background. Reset that back again. And then if you go into the shot with the flash, I've already got good light on her. You can see the light coming from behind her. And you can see even the little gems that she had on her skirt. They also lit up with the flash. So I have her husband, my beautiful assistant, Sasha, off to the side with an umbrella and a flash. And I've exposed for the background and then flashed her. So in that, now I can work on her. You know, bring down the highlights, open the shadows. I'm not losing much in the image, and it's a much better image to work with, more to work with. Also, now in Lightroom, you can separate the subject. It's easier for it to do that here, and you can just work on separating the person and working on whatever you want to work on with them. More shadows. You can do different things. So it's easier for the program to work. Plus, you're not getting a muggy image. And another example of that would be, this was the same thing, morning sunrise. I added some flash, you can see it just here, but it was a little bit too underexposed. I've exposed for the highlights, the background. I mean, you could still try to pull something out of this, but you know, there's only so much you can do. That's how much whereas that'll start to fall apart. You don't have the detail that the flash is going to give you for reset that. Without the flash, you're just going to have this silhouette. And if that's a look you're looking for, that's a look you're looking for. But you can still satisfy, but you can see it falling apart really, really quickly. It's not a good look. Where this one here, I've flashed it. She loved this shot, and you can kind of, you can see the little spot in the eye where that's really what you're looking for. If you look at any old paintings, there's always a little spot in the eye. So even if you pull out the highlights and drop the highlights and open shadows, you're still always not gonna get that spot of light in the eye because it's just dark on this side. The camera just can't deal with it. So with all the stuff that you have, this is really, really nice shots. And this is an example of using flash with natural light, because okay, you could turn around and have the sun behind you and it'll light her nicely, but you want to catch that sunrise. And if you want to catch that sunrise, the only way to do it is add some flash. Now, you can hand hold the flash off camera. On camera, and I'll explain this in another video, is a certain look, but it's not what a desired look. I always want the light off to the side, up a little bit over and down, like you would see the way the sun is kind of above her and down. That's kind of where I want the light. I always want it off to the side and up, and that's a good way to go with things. So that is a good example of using flash with natural light. Okay, here's another example of using flash with the sunrise. So we had this shoot to do with Charlie Rage and his beautiful wife Marissa. They run a boat charter company, and they talked about getting up at stupid o'clock in the morning to catch the sunrise and make some great shots. As you can see, this one I was starting off with a few shots. She's slightly out of focus, and there wasn't enough light here to light both of them. And I was kind of trying to maneuver my way around the boat. The second shot got a little bit closer. So now we're starting to get somewhere with this, but I didn't have the sky in the background. And then this was the shot. So this is without anything done to it. As you can see, the light's shining in his eye. The light's coming from this direction, which gives the shadow here, and he's still got a little bit of light here. Then Marissa's the same. She's got a little bit of shadow over this side. So very little to do with this image. That's the thing about the flash. Once you start to use the light from it is a really good light source. You can really get everything nailed down really quickly. I've brought down the highlights here a little bit, open the shadows a little bit, add some whites, add some blacks, and then just go from there. And then you can start to work on a few little things just to bring it up so everyone's happy with the shot, even the detail in the shirt. You just don't get that without it. If I hadn't taken that with the flash, that would be 2 silhouettes, because there wasn't that much light. I mean, the sun has just popped, basically, and you're able to deal with this. Plus, it's caught the flag nicely as well. That just blew in the wind at the right direction, at the right time. A little bit of edge here. So these are a couple of examples of what you can do with adding light to your daytime shots. And it really, like the detail you get, plus I'm shooting at probably f8 here, and it's a bigger depth of field, so more things are in focus, but in that, the detail that you're going to get is phenomenal. Much easier to work on the image. People are delighted with shots like that because your iPhone won't do that, your camera won't do it, nothing will do it, only flash.